Welcome to Elias Academy, Day 56, DRA Review 1 of 3. So problem number 1, it says, given the right triangle in the diagram below, what is the value of x to the nearest foot? So that's going to be whole. And if we look at what's given, we can see we have an angle, which is going to serve as our reference angle. And we have two sides. So trig is how we're going to solve this, because trig will allow us to use an angle and a side to find a missing side. So I'm going to write down my trig functions, sine, cosine, and tangent, and the appropriate ratios. So sol, that OH, ka, that AH, and then toa, that OA. And that will serve as a reminder when we go to label our right triangle. So now I'm going to label it. But we start with the hypotenuse, because that's always going to be across from that 90-degree angle. That's how we know that's the hypotenuse. Next, I'm going to label the side that's opposite my reference angle. That'll be the opposite. Notice how I don't know anything about the opposite, and they're not asking me to find anything about it, so I'm not going to use the opposite. And last but not least is the adjacent. So this problem is going to utilize the adjacent and the hypotenuse. So the adjacent and hypotenuse, that's a cosine type thing. So I'm ready to make my equation and solve for the variable. So it's going to be the cosine of the reference angle, the cosine of 40. That must be equal to the adjacent over the hypotenuse. And this is just like a reminder here. We'll delete that when we fill this in. So our adjacent is this 14 feet. Our hypotenuse is what we're looking for. And I'm going to kind of clean this up now. And let's see here. I'll delete this too. And now we're ready to solve for x. So I'm going to put this over 1, and I'm going to do some cross multiplying so I can simplify. So that becomes 14. And then this cross multiplication is x times the cosine of 40. And I'm writing like that for a very specific reason. You always want the trig function and what it's being applied to come at the end. It will just make typing into the calculator when we do that much easier. You want to put the variable or a constant if for some reason 14 is in the bottom. You want to put that in the front of the trig function. It just makes it a little bit clearer. So we're ready to keep on going. We're solving for x. How do I undo multiplication? Well, I do that with division. I'm going to divide by the cosine of 40. They'll cancel out. Whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. So I can tell x is going to equal whatever 14 over the cosine of 40 is. I can type it into the calculator. So make sure your calculator is in degree mode. You can just hit mode and just verify it's in degrees. So I can quit to get out. And we're going to type this in as we see it. 14 divided by the cosine of 40. And we get 18.275. I think a good rule is to write the first 3 digits and then round as they see fit. They want me to round to the nearest whole number, so I'm going to look to the right, and that will help me decide to keep that as an 18 or to round up to 19. Since this is less than 5, I'm going to round down. This is just going to be 18 feet. So x equals 18.